Canada's poorest urban postal code. It's about a 10-block area that is defined mostly by 100-year-old residential hotels and lodging houses, social housing, and basically functions as the area in Vancouver, the last remaining area where poor people, people on social assistance, can afford to live. Previously, these residential hotel owners would do anything to keep people living in their hotels. So they would want to keep that income stream coming from the welfare checks, the $325 a month that was paying the rent so that they could pay the mortgage. And so when the city of Vancouver came in to enforce bylaws, they'd say, oh, right away, we'll do whatever it is you're asking us to do. But what we've seen recently is that landlords are saying, when the city of Vancouver comes and says, well, we'd like to enforce this bylaw, they say, well, get lost. I'm not putting any more money into this building. And the city says, well, okay, we're going to have to evict all of the tenants. And they say, great, so that they can have an empty building. And the reason why they want an empty building is because it's easier to sell. And so what we're seeing is buildings that traditionally no one would want to buy are being bought by developers who want to turn them into condominiums and turn the downtown east side into another Yaletown. It's a beautiful neighborhood. It's a heritage neighborhood, beautiful facades on the buildings, and would be a great condominium development. The problem is, of course, that the people who live in the downtown east side, the poorest members of Vancouver, have nowhere else to go. Closing is the Lucky Lodge at 134 Powell Street, which is beside an empty lot and in a very desirable place for development. Just past here up on Richards is the Marble Arch Hotel, which has been converted entirely into student housing. There were 134 rooms in that particular hotel. The American Hotel is 37 rooms that we lost. Burns Block Room Hotel was 18 rooms. The St. Helens, as I said, was 100. The Pender was 36.
The next hotel to evict its tenants was the Golden Crown Hotel.
Everybody that's living in the hotel right now has to be out by the end of March because they have to undergo renovation. So we now have to look for another place.
Why do you think they're renovating this hotel?
Oh, because they are saying they want to make it better and...
The Olympics. That's what I hear. I keep hearing the Olympics. Everybody's doing everything for the Olympics and make Vancouver a more presentable place to the world, you know, and it's just basically hiding the dark side of the downtown east side, Vancouver.
Where I'm staying now, we actually got evicted, and then every person in it is being evicted because they're making room for all of the wealthy and leaving the people that are trying to do their best they can with full-time work and so forth out to dry.
Do you work?
I do. I work for an environmental company.
So now, as I said, we have to find housing that is in our price range, because with me being on disability and with him being on my file, we can only afford so much for an apartment. I mean, we're paying $650 now living in this room. So, I mean,
That's yeah.
Finding an apartment, I mean, a lot of apartments, they want $750 for rent, $800, $900. We can't afford that. I mean, so it's been difficult looking for a place.
Because I think that out of all of Vancouver, I mean, I'm new here and I think that it's beautiful and there are a lot of beautiful places, but as far as this is, I feel like I'm in the ghetto. And it doesn't need to be that way.
The Asia Hotel was also rumored to close. And you're the building manager here?
Yeah, have been for the last 6.5 years. We were fighting with the owners of the building itself. We did have a 5-year lease with them, and they were planning to end that 5-year lease as of the end of this month, end of March, pardon me. And we got a hold of some of our lawyers, and we fought about it. So now we're in good for another 5 years.
So you managed to prevent them from closing down this building?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did the owners want to close down the building?
They wanted to do renovations and do upgrades because of the upcoming Olympics.
I've lived here for about a year now, and it's a bed to sleep in. It's a place you could put a roof over your head. That's what basically it is. It's not the plaza, that's for sure, but it's also not the Lucky Lodge. Close to it, but not too far away. Expensive for what it is, for what you get. And I'm afraid a lot of people are going to have to leave the Hilton Hotel. Olympics are coming, and the money's going to be coming, so the Hilton's going to be raising rents, I'm sure of it. Getting there and paws into the money, same as everyone else. And we're going to be stuck outside, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
People in the downtown east side who have been kicked out of their hotels because they've been converted over to other uses are homeless. We've seen the homelessness population double in Vancouver from 2003 to 2005. I'm sure it's up again since 2005 when the GVRD did their most recent study. They're living in neighborhoods all throughout Vancouver. So this year alone, we've already lost just over 500 rooms. It's all a factor of the rapidly increasing gentrification in the area, but also in a large part the Olympic effect, the enthusiasm for investment that the Olympics has brought with it, that people think that they can make a significant amount of money by riding this Olympic funded gentrification wave in the downtown east side and the cleanup of this neighborhood and the hope that it will become another Yale town or another gas town. And a lot of people are banking on that, and so it's directly related to the Olympics.
With the Olympics coming, we're facing the wrecking ball every day. This hotel has chosen to illegally evict its tenants, and we have been unable to get any help from the City of Vancouver in enforcing a bylaw that this man is flaunting. In fact, has done press interviews saying that he's going to tear this building down and build condos. As you're aware, I know, there's a single-room accommodation bylaw that says that he has to go in front of City Council for permission to do that, and may have to pay as much as $5,000 per room to tear this hotel down. He also, and importantly, needs to relocate the tenants who live in the hotel into equal or better housing, which in the case of this hotel should be pretty easy. Unfortunately, it's not, because most of these places down here are shitholes, including this. The reason we fight for it is that it's either this or the park. And the city, in its wisdom, when Cope was in power, passed a bylaw saying that you pretty much can't sleep in the park. So that leaves people very few options in a city with thousands of homeless on the streets.
The government has taken an attitude of removal of social service support systems, and that has not been fixed, despite the fact that the government likes to claim that everybody is now on a path to economic success. Realistically, the poor are getting poorer, and that they are falling off the end of the spectrum. They have released more and more people with serious mental illness into our street because there was good economic reasons to get them out of institutions, but they haven't given them the support in the community. So we're finding more and more people with drug addiction, alcoholism, mental illness on our streets. They've got to find a way to hide those people when the Olympics come, because it's going to be very embarrassing to have those people out on the streets. So they've got to find ways to deal with them. Certainly I think that we're seeing throughout our communities a distinct growing gap between the rich and the poor.
So what's going on here?
What was making the problem worse for homeless people was that the government, at the same time as refusing to build low-income housing, was making it illegal for the homeless to sleep in public places. This was happening across the province.
One more time, Miss Bell.
Hey everybody, my name is Suzanne Bell. I represent the province of BC. This is private property. You may not camp here. I'm asking you to please dismantle your camp, take your personal belongings and move elsewhere. If you choose not to do that, the police will be clearing you out. Please take all your personal belongings and go.
What more are they doing this by?
We are not going to get in that argument. We will give you the opportunity
to remove
clothing
Civil
and sleeping
rights
bags.
Before property rights.
But you've heard what she has to say.
Civil rights
you can
before
take
property
your
rights.
own clothing and sleeping bags. This is your last opportunity, and then we're